This video will cover the basic navigation features of Lexis Advance. The global search box at the top of the screen allows you to search anything. You can enter the name of a source, search terms using Boolean or natural language, or even a law to shepherdize, which means to update. If you click the Everything to the right of the search box, you can narrow your search. You can narrow by jurisdiction, category, practice area, and what you've recently viewed or marked as favorite. Let's click on Utah. Utah is added as a filter to our search. If you want to get rid of your selection, click Clear. On the right side above the search box, you can select Advanced Search to build a search. Some of the connectors are shown. You can click on View All Connectors and Commands to see the list of connectors to use in a Boolean search. Use the boxes below the global search box to build the search. Once you've added a term or phrase, click Add. Clicking on Add adds your term or phrase to the search bar. Document segment and fields change based on the advanced search. At the bottom of the page, different advanced search screens are accessible. They are also accessible when searching that type of content. Let's click on Cases to see how the advanced search form changes. We now have a lot more options under the document segments and fields. There's an example to the right to explain what each field or segment will search. Let's return to the home page. For search help and other tips, click Tips. You can also select Get a Doc Assistance to get help finding a source. Now let's look under the search box. Tabs containing frequently accessed content are provided to let you quickly browse to a source and then search. The first tab contains content by category. The second tab is for federal materials. The third tab is for state materials, and the final tab splits content by practice area or industry. Let's go to the State tab and select Utah to illustrate what happens when you select content from a tab. The search box at the top changes to reflect the jurisdiction you're searching. You can still access an advanced search form and tips. You can either search all sources on the page or select one or more sources to search. If you see a little eye, click on it. You find coverage information about the source as well as how often it's updated. If you click the lines next to a source, as you can see with the Utah code annotated, you'll access the table of contents for that source. You can search the table of contents or browse. The default is to search everything, but you can select specific content and only search that by clicking on the magnifying glass with the plus. To browse, click the arrow to the left and keep clicking until you get down to the section level of the code. Now you can click on a code section to view it. Let's return to the home page. You can type the name of a case or source into the search bar without knowing the citation. Once you've selected the correct source that appears, it will either add to the search box as a filter or limitation for your search, or pull up the source. Let's see how this works by typing in Utah code annotated. The Utah code is now added as a search filter. We can clear the filter by clicking to the right of the search box and then clicking the X next to the source. You could also hit the Clear button. You can also browse sources by using the navigation bar at the top of the screen. Click on Browse. You can browse by sources, topics, or practice centers. Let's illustrate browsing by clicking on Sources. You can search for a source or use the filters provided. Let's click on Category and then Forms. Now we see an alphabetical listing of forms. You can select filters on the left to limit the forms displayed, and you can navigate using the alphabet at the top if the letter is shown as a blue hyperlink. You can look at the table of contents and then select a form, or click on the arrow facing down. You can now get documents and have a selection from the source appear, or add this source to the search box as a filter and run a search. Browsing sources is also another way to find out source coverage. Click on the eye. You can see that the source is through the current edition and updated regularly. Let's click back on the Browse tab and then select Practice Centers. Now we'll select by practice area or industry, and then criminal law. Practice centers combine materials across source type. You can see my search filter is now set to criminal law, and relevant sources, news, and topics are provided. It can be an efficient way to explore content related to a practice area. Let's return to the home page. The boxes under the Content tab show your history and any source you've marked as favorite. You can set up alerts and folders to store your search. Additionally, you can access news, any notifications you've set, archives, and help using Lexis Advance. This concludes our video on the basic navigation features of Lexis Advance.